Creamer Media's Mining Weekly is interviewing Quinton Adams, the Executive Director, Human Capital Development of Copper 360. And Quinton is heading the new School of Mining in the Northern Cape. Hi, Quinton. What is your immediate term accomplishment, your medium-term plan, and then your long-term vision for this Copper 360 School of Mining in South Africa's Northern Cape?
Yeah, Martin, 2 months ago, the CEO, Jan Jansen, made this announcement that we're going to start a mining school. And the idea and the vision was so exciting, and we've decided that we're not going to wait with this idea. We want to implement it, and we want to make it a reality, and we want to translate this vision into reality. And so after the announcement, we came together and we developed a plan, and we have decided that we will start with short courses because the need is so big in the Northern Cape. There is an appetite for training in terms of mining development, mining skills. And what we have done thus far is that we have started with 30 students. We have offered 3 courses thus far. We have started with basic geology. We have started with sampling. And this week, they're completing the 3rd course on ore reserve technician. So this is what is happening. And we have already had our first certificate ceremony, and it was attended by community members, community leaders, and they were super excited about this idea of the mining school. In terms of the medium outlook is that we are currently offering non-accredited courses, and we also want to offer accredited courses. And with the accreditation process, it takes some time. You have to meet with the mining qualification authority, and you have to streamline your courses. But what is very interesting is that simultaneously, we are also mapping the future jobs that we will need at the mine. We are busy now with building the flotation plant, and that requires higher level skills. And so in terms of the medium term, we're looking at offering also non-accredited courses. The mining school has Broadening. Another exciting idea is that after you announce it, a lot of international agencies and mining schools have contacted us regarding the interest, and they want to partner with us. And so we have decided that the mining school is also going to look at not only the needs of Copper 360 and what is required at the processing plant, but we're also going to look at the immediate needs within the Namaqualand area. There's about 4 to 5 mines in Namaqualand. And then we want to be this mining school that also builds strategic partnerships with the University of Sol Plaatje. We have spoken to the regional manager. He's very excited about the fact that we want to broaden the mining school. And then lastly is to broaden it and make it really a global school. We have started with discussions with the Camborne School of Mining with Professor Foster. Last week, we've had discussions with a mining school in Poland, and then we have also received requests in Africa. So we have this broader idea of building a mining school, and as Jan Jansen said, to make mining cool again for young people. And we can see in the region that people are very excited about the prospects of the mining school.
And what benefit for Copper 360 itself are you targeting in the immediate and short term?
Martin, there's a lot of unemployment in the area. The Northern Cape, and especially in the Namaqualand, has also their educational challenges. If you look at the grade 12 results, you will see that the Northern Cape lies second last on the rating in terms of qualification. So there are real challenges. So what is happening at the moment is that the mine is offering jobs, and there's huge unemployment, and the people are not employable. So what we want to do is we want to bridge this gap between people who are unemployed and the jobs that are available, because what we want to address is what we call structural unemployment. Structural unemployment basically means there is jobs available, but we don't have the talent pool or the skills pool, and especially in terms of mining. That's why we're mapping the skills that is required, and we have a talent base, we have a pool base there, but we have to upskill them and train them in what is required at the mine at this point in time. And as you know, according to the reports that the CEO is putting out there, that we're going to grow tremendously. We're going to make the plant bigger, and we need the skills. And that's why the mining school will serve as an incubator center to bridge that gap and to upskill these young people in terms of mining-related skills.
And then looking at the bigger picture in the medium and longer term, to what extent are you hoping for the Northern Cape province and for South Africa to benefit in the medium and long term from this School of Mining?
Yeah, we want to build we talk about the super center, but we want to build a partnership with the University of Sol Plaatje. And we know about the explosion that is happening in terms of mining in the Northern Cape. We are speaking with the education department so that they can realign their focus in terms of mining, because at this point in time, there's a separation between what is happening in terms of the mining industry and the educational center and the education department. And we want to narrow that gap. So what we want to do is we want to be the leading mining school in the Northern Cape and build these partnerships with Sol Plaatje, with other mines, and very important, the education department, so that young people who are living in the areas, that they can become part of the mining development. Because at this point in time is that a lot of these young people, they have to leave the area, they have to travel to Cape Town, they have to travel to Johannesburg, and there's a lot of transport costs, accommodation costs, and the studies are expensive. And what we want to do is we want to build a mining school that is local, that want to focus on the Northern Cape and capacitate the young people so that they can enter the mining labor sector.
And then getting to the people who do the education, what is the size and source of your educational team that will upskill all these 30 students to start with?
Martin, I have to compliment the staff. When Jan Nelson made the announcement, we started to discuss with the people, and these are the people who are the facilitators and who are the trainers. They have 20, 30, 40 years experience in mining. And when we had a discussion about the manuals, you can see the depth of experience that these guys have and the willingness to transfer the skills. If you look at the manuals and the type of curriculum that they have put together, and we're working on a very interesting methodology, or we're working on scaffolding and Vygotsky's theories of zone of proximal development, where they know exactly where are the students, what do they need to do to build and to scaffold these students so that they can have the required mining skills. And then very important, it is not just a theoretical project, it is a theory combined with practical. But the thing that I like the most about these facilitators, they are stunning, they are very dynamic, is the personal stories, their own journey that they are sharing with the students to broaden their perspectives and horizons in terms of, we had one of the facilitators, Tim Vermaak, very, very exciting, how passionate he was to work with the students and the questions that these students, and he really opened up the world of geology for these students.
And how important is it for the students to be in lecture rooms which are sited on the very mining industry location that will form the basis of their chosen careers?
It's very interesting how their responses, Martin. You must remember these learners and students, they come from the region. They in Nababi, so the mine, the processing plant is walking distance from the mine. They open their doors and then they look at the processing plant. But what it was interesting, what they said is that they didn't know what was in the region. They didn't know the ore bodies. They didn't know the minerals. They're walking, and now their understanding was open. And and they have a deeper appreciation. They can walk now in the field. They can look at the mine. They can tell the difference between what is an oxide and what is a sulfide. It is really not only educational empowerment, but it is also an economic empowerment that is taking place. Because we know economic empowerment comes with skills development, comes with competence, comes with understanding. And what we are doing at Copper 360 Mining School is bridging this gap and making young people, and we have also people with disabilities in the group. We're making them part in terms of the mineral and the mining development in this region.
And the world is moving, and education is moving. To what extent will students obtain modern exposure to exploration, resource development, copper mining, copper beneficiation?
Yeah, and that's why I said we use this principle, because this is a core fundamental principle, and that is scaffolding. We start at the bottom and we scaffold them to all these different programs. And I think the last program will be introduction into mining law and drone technology and surveying. And after that, we will start to focus next year on underground geology. So you can clearly see is that we take them from the bottom and we move them up. A very interesting aspect is the digital skills that they are lacking. So before we can talk about artificial intelligence and optimization in the mine, we first have to start at the bottom. And that's why we're working with the schools, because robotics and artificial intelligence needs to start at the early age. And that is the long-term plan, to take them from the bottom and develop them where they can understand and partake in beneficiation and exploration techniques.
And finally, Quinton, what in your view should be the biggest takeaway from this interview?
Yeah, thank you very much, Martin. After Jan Nelson announced it and you publish it, we received a lot of requests globally. And we want to say thank you for how you're promoting this idea that what we're doing is not just the mining part. We combine mining with education and training, and we want to bridge that gap. And we want to make sure that these young people living in these areas, that there is hope for them and they understand. And I think in the current political conditions that we are living in, that we must share to the world that what we are doing is we are bridging the gap, and we are upskilling young people to enter. And you can see the enthusiasm and the empowerment that is taking place. And that is the role that you are playing at the moment, to help us to promote this idea so that we can share this message to the world and to South Africa, that there is hope, we can uplift, we can develop, and we can bridge the gap in terms of mining skills.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Quinton Adams, the Executive Director, Human Capital Development of Copper 360. And Quinton is heading the new School of Mining, which has just opened in South Africa's Northern Cape.